It really was a bonanza of central bank meetings last week, including here at the Bank of England. This week is relatively quiet, but still the Spain troubles rumble on, and also earnings season starts. And I've been speaking to Ishaq Siddiqi from ETX Capital about what's going to be moving the markets. So the ESM has been launched this week on Monday. Lots of finance ministers there in Luxembourg to launch it. But really, is it a game changer for the Eurozone?
It is a game changer in the long term. However, we don't know when the game is going to be changed. That's the main question about the ESM. Now, it's an enhanced facility, a firewall, essentially a hospital for de-stressed Eurozone nations. But until we have a request by Spain, which is most likely its next patient, we don't really know how the ESM is going to operate. We know it's lending and buying bonds through the ECB's approval. However, there's a lot of questions about the current climate in the Eurozone. If we continue to see further deterioration and a deeper protracted recession, and the European debt crisis eats away at growth, the 500 billion euro funding power that the ESM have could rise, and that would face further challenges from the likes of Germany, who already opposed such a vast amount, as Germany was the biggest funder of the ESM. And at the same time, the big question about the ESM is if it is enough of a backstop to stall the debt crisis, or is it just a bandage and just a hospital that nurses sick European nations?
Is Spain definitely going to seek a bailout? The finance minister was in London last week. He was saying that Spain's actually fine, it doesn't need any more help.
We had, interestingly, we had the ESM's head, Klaus Regling, say today, he said Spain doesn't need a bailout just yet, given the fact that bond yields are falling. Now, we've seen that for Spain over the past few weeks. It declared its major budget reforms, which was widely well received by Eurozone policymakers. At the same time, bank stress tests came out largely in line with expectations. It's had successful debt auctions, still paying pretty low yields, but at the same time, these debt auctions are positive. We won't know, as long as sentiment around Spain continues to improve like this and bond yields keep falling, it's unlikely that we see Spain requesting that anytime soon. The big major hurdle for Spain is at the end of the month, when it has 20 billion euros of bond redemptions that it's looking to sell. If it can sell that much, given the toxic debt that it has, if it can sell that much and there is appetite for it, then we're likely to see Spain continue to refrain the bailout path. However, we do have elections in Spain in November, and if we see civil unrest and further opposition in Spain and by policymakers around the Spanish situation, and also if Spain can't keep to this ambitious target that it has to cut debt, then again that Spanish bailout question comes back into the forefront.
Do you think it's just the case that the government's just looking at that bond yield the whole time?
Yeah, I think the Spanish government they believe that they can reach the targets that they want to implement in their budget reform package, and they want time. They want time to work on cutting this debt. And as long as they can get this time, they're going to refrain from that. And having those bond yields falling is just really helping them come to that conclusion.
We could obviously talk about the Eurozone forever, but let's take a look at US earnings seasons. Alcoa kicked it off, not particularly positive start. So what are you expecting? It
was a mixed bag for Alcoa. On the headline on revenue and EPS, it looked pretty good. When it came to outlook, not good at all. Aluminium growth, they cut their estimates on the back of aluminium growth slowing due to low demand from China. As we know, the Chinese region is now starting to worry. Growth in the Chinese region is starting to worry a lot of policymakers. The World Bank cut East Asia growth earlier this week. The IMF again, very pessimistic global forecasts. Now, in the US, August and July, August were particularly weak months in terms of macro indicators. We saw huge bouts of uncertainty, which eventually led the Fed to pump QE3. The 3Q earnings reflect that period when we had that major uncertainty, and we're likely to see the global growth concerns that we have noticed in the markets reflect the third quarter earnings season. And the real worry is that we're in for a very rocky season. We're going to see some pretty dire earnings, and it's only really going to pick up at the start of next year. However, it depends on how markets see this. Do they see this as a one-off? We know that we're seeing global growth worries, and the corporate sector is going to feel the heat, and that we're reaching the bottom, and from here on now, it's going to be a recovery for the US corporate sector.
Well, that's all for the moment. Still this week, I'll be speaking to IG Markets, CIBC and Nomura, so there's plenty to stay tuned for here on Dukascopy TV. But for now, goodbye.